What's going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Saturday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So bye week is still upon us, and the Vikings out of action this week, but resting up, getting ready for the stretch run. 5-0, pretty good start. One of two 5-0 teams in the National Football League. The other team being the reigning, defending, alleged Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs get all the calls. I feel like America's definitely had some Chiefs fatigue. Whether it's Mahomes and his jabroni family, or it's Travis Kelce and his situationship, something like that. But the Vikings, have a chance to stop a three-peat, which would be delightful. But Fox Sports NFL, who's carrying the Super Bowl this year. Oh, Tom Brady gets called Super Bowl in his first year? No way. Could you see Vikings versus Chiefs being the future matchup for Super Bowl? LI at 59. Nailed it. On Fox. You know, I know that we're supposed to be Vikings fans and we're always looking for the negativity, always looking for the other shoe to drop. Oh, we've seen this movie before. Knocking on all the wood. Hopefully things will go well. The Vikings are going to lose. I hope I'm wrong. But, nah, screw it. F it. We're in. F your mom, F your face, F everyone. Vikings, Chiefs. Revenge for Super Bowl 4. Keep trickling the ball down the field, Leonard. Screw you, Hank Stram. That's it, man. So getting after things. And a Vikings Insider, a couple great points here. The Vikings are 5-0, number one in point differential. Hey, remember in 2022 when point differential actually mattered? I swear to everything that's holy. I mean, I've watched the NFL since I was like 5, right? And I was doing PFF grades and snorkel grades at age 6, man. I was like Mozart with inane football information. But I never recall any time the media had brought up point differential. I really hadn't, because, I mean, as a kid, so remember when SportsCenter actually did like sports, and they would show the same SportsCenter on repeat from like 6 a.m. through like 11 a.m. or 6 a.m. to noon. And as a kid, like during the summer on like a weekday, I would just watch every single one of them, just shoveling cereal, and it was good times, man. But I honestly don't remember a point where they ever talked about point differential until 2022 when the Vikings were 13-4. It's like, oh, but truly remarkable given the context of the team. $66 million in 2024 dead cap. So the Vikings taking their medicine, taking their lumps, and all those void year cap hits of Kirk Cousins, Marcus Davenport, Danielle Hunter, and others. The Vikings are taking it on the chin this year so that they can have $76 million in projected cap space next year, which would be great. $10 million bridge quarterback in Sling and Sam Darnold. Number 10 overall pick, J.J. McCarthy, injured. It's almost like he's a rookie next year. So, I mean, F that first-round pick next year. It's going to be 32 overall next season anyway. Trade that sucker. Go all in on the trade deadline. T.J. Hockenson had to play due to injury. Can't wait till Hockenson gets back. Wins over 4 top 12 teams, Super Bowl odds. And also 3 of the teams were in the Final Four last year, which is hard. Well, no, not Final Four, but they won a playoff game, which is kind of hard to do, right? They were in the division round, so the Elite 8. So it's not like the Vikings have been playing Kent State and the Carolina Panthers every single week like the crooked Chicago Bears. Not saying, I'm just saying. All right, so this team is good, and I understand pride goeth before a fall. Chest, thumping your chest and all that stuff, but also think about like being a Patriots fan before 2001, like before Tom Brady and whatnot, where it'd been brutal being a Patriots fan. I mean, yeah, they made a Super Bowl, but they got their face kicked in twice, once by the Bears, once by the Packers. And also, think about the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs, they won Super Bowl 4, congratulations, but then it was a long stretch of very bad football. It was just not good. Then all of a sudden, they get Andy Reid in 2013. They get Patrick Mahomes 2017. It's like, all of a sudden, blah, blah, blah. Now, I like Chiefs fans a lot. I feel like most of them are salty of the earth, but I feel like there's a lot of Chiefs fans that came aboard as bandwagon fans when they started getting good. It's kind of like the Seahawks, right? Remember when the Legion of Boom was in full throat and it was like the 12s. Those fans were annoying as ish, and a lot of them were bandwagon fans, and they ain't there anymore. They're definitely gone after Thursday Night Football. Anyways, long story longer. This channel is going to become unwatchable if and when the Vikings win the Super Bowl, because I'm just going to be like all over the place. Just like, who the man? We the man. We finally called it. Finally got one. Vikings, part of getting one is making some moves at the trade deadline coming up next month. But Ben Getsling's Strib, the Vikings waived defensive lineman Jalen Redmond, the undrafted free agent, had played in 2 games, posting a sack against the Texans. There was no corresponding move, so the Vikings have an open rooster spot with TJ Hockenson return coming. If this move is for Hockenson, I don't know why they would do that now on the Friday during the bye week, because, I mean, his 21-day window is he can practice without counting towards the 53. So what would be the point of adding him to the 53, even if he's going to play week 7 against the Lions? Just wait till Friday or Saturday and then activate him, then good to go, right? But this is interesting. What's this move for? Because Redmond's probably going to be brought back to the practice squad unless they're elevating someone from the practice squad to the 53, or maybe Robert Tonyan, or maybe someone who's close to exhausting the practice squad elevation. So maybe this is a procedural move. Or if Kwesi trades for Quinton Williams, I just give him executive of the year. Just do that. Just do that now, man. Something I'll also do is Mekhi Blackman. So the Vikings cornerback room, I love. Gilly, Shaq, Murph. All 3 of them are older and in a contract year. So the cornerback room could be wide open. Enter Mekhi Blackman, who is going to have a major year 2. I mean, he played well when given opportunity as a rookie, was slated as a potential starter this year, but him tearing his ACL first day of practice sucks. The pride of USC, but he's getting after it. Back in the facility, and also working out, no brace, no sleeve, which is good to see there. So happy to have him back next season, probably vying for one of the starting cornerback spots. And I believe in Mekhi Blackman's talented dude, man. Bring that ish on. And also, so I wonder if Blackman didn't tear his ACL, you already had Griffin, already had Murph. I wonder if they signed Gilmore. Don't know, but Stephon Gilmore-Gilly has obviously been phenomenal for the Vikings, game-sealing interception against the Jets, some lockdown defense out there, even at an advanced age. And, I mean, Gilmore, he's not shy about talking about his bona fides, which he certainly has that right to do so. Bleacher Report Gridiron was talking about how no defensive back has won Defensive Player of the Year since Stephon Gilmore in 2019. What's the next DB that will take home the award? Stephon Gilmore. This season. But Gilly, if you really know the game, then I won Defensive Player of the Year because I had 6 picks and I gave up virtually no yardage, all while traveling. So cornerback 1, following the other team's wide receiver 1, no matter where they lined up, at the X, at the Z, in the slot, wherever. I had stats and changed the game more than any other position that year. And yeah, that's great too, because Shaq and Gilly are still like great press man corners, right? And even though the Vikings have played predominantly zone this year, they have that flexibility to go man to man. I mean, Gilmore, is he the same guy as 5 years ago? No, but then again, who amongst us is, right? But Gilmore is still I would say that Gilmore's a top 15 cover corner in the league, and that's probably being conservative. They probably call him top 12 right now, playing in this Flores defense. So I absolutely love Stephon Gilmore's addition. Plus $7 million. Come on, man. Remember when we paid Patrick Peterson $10 million? Anyways, but Sling and Sam Darnold, speaking of $10 million free agent, Sling and Sam Darnold is definitely, it's a pretty damn good bridge quarterback, right? But in terms of postseason awards, he could be prohibitive from one. Rob Mahdi, who is one of the AP NFL writers, Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold probably would have been a candidate for the Comeback Player of the Year award before the AP issued guidance to voters before the season, instructing them that the spirit of the award is to honor a player who has demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity by overcoming illness, physical injury, or other circumstances that led him to miss playing time the previous season. If he keeps playing at this level, Darnold could end up with another award, Most Valuable Player. So we said this even before the season, because they had changed the guidelines where basically you have to come back from injury or sickness or illness or whatever, right? And essentially it's like, oh, Joe Flacco actually played well on the field, but DeMar Hamlin should have won Comeback Player of the Year because he came back from, death, which is fine. I'm perfectly on board with that, but a lot of players... So a lot of players' Comeback Player of the Year has come back from injury. Like Pennington won Comeback Player of the Year twice. He's had shoulder issues. Brady off that ACL in 2009. Michael Vick, not injury, Yeah. Stafford, tough as hell. Peyton Manning had that neck thing. Then he dominated with the Broncos. Rivers, Gronk, Eric Berry came back from cancer. Love to see that. Jordan Nelson, whatever. Keenan Allen, Andrew Luck also come back from injury. Tannehill. Did Tannehill come back from injury, or did he just come back from being ass? I think he was just come back from ass. Alex Smith's leg fell off. Jumping Joe Burrow came back from ACL. Geno came back from being ass, thank you. And Flacco came back from being old. All right, so it's been a mixed bag, and I understand that they're trying to streamline this thing. So I don't know, like, Darnold's still going to get a couple votes because I feel like AP voters, F you, don't tell me what to do situation. But they can make this so much easier. Like, just separate it. You have comeback player of the year, so come back from injury, illness, extreme circumstances, and most improved player. Also, it'd be an insult to win most improved player twice in a row. Like, how bad were you to begin with, bro? But that's the easy way to do it. I don't know why the AP doesn't do that. Like, they can't afford the extra plaque. Come on, man. Speaking of, I have no transition, but Chris Cant't. CeCe's been making the rounds in the media. Like, he wants to get back on TV regularly with Stephen A. Smith, showing Stephen A. the truth about the Vikings. Woo. He's fighting the good fight, man. But CeCe lists off his top 5 of Vikings receivers of all time. Justin Jefferson, numero uno, like we talked about earlier this week. Chris Carter at 2. Respect. Randy Moss at 3. AC, Anthony Carter at 4. And then Jake Reed at 5. Now, there's a couple things to this list. Number 1, Chris Carter shown extreme humility and respect because, wide receivers, especially Chris Carter, like, he's driven. He definitely has an ego. But respecting Justin Jefferson the way that he has, it's great. And yeah, JJ's only in year 4, but you see the trajectory. You see the path to first ballot Hall of Fame, potentially could go down as the greatest receiver of all time. And that's not being hyperbolic. Chris Carter was amazing here, right? And a lot of people take beef was like, well, why is Randy Moss at 3? Randy Moss, a lot of his major seasons did not come in a Vikings uniform. They came with the Patriots, right? And if Moss's Vikings career was longer, obviously he would be 1. And for my money, I think that he is the number 1 receiver of all time. But the fact that most of his career didn't come with the Vikings, that's a sticking point. Anthony Carter was a bad man. So AC, he was the original Carter receiver before CeCe showed up off of waivers from the Eagles. And Anthony Carter was a bad dude, man. Anthony Carter was fantastic. Also, Jake Reed. So people poo-poo this. Was like, well, you're just biased because you played with Jake Reed. Like, Jake Reed put up 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He was fantastic, man. Now, a lot of people are saying, it's like, oh, where's Ahmad Rashad? Oh, where's Adam Jerome, Ezekiel Thielen, right? But, the Vikings are sort of like the wide receiver team in the NFL. And you got some Hall of Famers and a guy who has a chance to be the GOAT. So, it's tough top 5 to crack, man. So, there you go. Also, speaking of Jefferson, so the afterglow of the London trip, he tried Marmite, which is a British thing, I guess. So Marmite is a British savory food with extra U, because why not? Food based on yeast extract invented by German scientist Justus von Liebig. Because haven't the Germans punished the British enough? Other way around. It is made from byproducts of beer brewing lease and produced by the British Unilever. Marmite is a vegan source of B vitamins, including supplemental B12. So it's kind of like Vegemite. I've tried Vegemite before. It's actually not bad. But Marmite, yeah, you can see that Justin Jefferson did not like it. It's so weird, like regional sauce. Like, I don't know. Have people tried Nutella? Or have people tried lutefisk, don't you know? I don't know, man. But I will say the British do get putting malt vinegar on fish and chips. That's fantastic. It's glorious. But like, see, I feel like British people and Norwegians, like they got that down, the fried fish. Like, have you ever been to like a small Midwestern town Friday fish fry? It's fantastic, man. Especially if they got the real cod. Come on. Also, I do respect HP sauce. Like, it's a little bit more sour version of like A1. And so here's the thing, like, I don't like A1 on steak, but I like A1 on basically everything else. Yeah, wait a minute. HP sauce is pretty fantastic too. Also fantastic is the way this damn Vikings team gets along. So Cam Beasley was on the Up and Adam show with Kay Adams. Vikes fan page. Viking safety Cameron Bynum revealed that the team participates in Fellowship Thursdays, which is sort of similar to the Love Boat because Fred Smoot had a lot of fellows on that ship. And a lot of other people, too, where the whole team hangs out after practice. He also talked about the evolution of Brian Flores' impact off the field, going over his house to play basketball, eating food, just having fun with his kids and family, just enjoy each other's company. Now, there was a social media post about this in August. Harrison Phillips put it out on the gram, where is a team bonding. A little team bonding never hurt anybody. Appreciate you, Flo. His entire defensive staff and a myriad of the players. So we have a couple working theories here. Number one, so there's a giant Hawkeye on the basketball court. So you're thinking maybe this is Greenway's house, maybe this is Hawkinson's house, maybe Flores is renting Greenway's house. I don't know. I don't know, man. But either way. Actually, I need to solve this mystery. Like, I need to know who has the jabroni half-court Hawkeyes court. Like, is this Caitlin Clark's house? Does she live in Minneapolis part-time? I don't know. But it is really good to see them because do you need to be best friends, BFFs, to have a functional professional relationship? No. Does it help? Yes. It certainly can. But you just see this defense, how much fun they have together, and how much they enjoy playing together, and that bleeds over, man. And that definitely affects team chemistry. And the Vikings have impeccable energy and aura right now. It's great. Also great. So first off, Kevin Gallagher, a great account to follow. Tweets out like historical NFL stuff, which I don't know if you notice about me. I'm kind of like a history nerd, so I love ancient Roman history. I love American Revolution history, and I love NFL history. Like when back in the day, when the helmets were made out of like Kevlar and polycarbonates or whatever. But game in 1981, Air War at the Murph, Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. The touchdown underdog Vikings upset the Chargers in San Diego 33-31. So it's like Dan Fouts versus Tommy Kramer. And just getting things done, man. And Tommy Kramer himself chimed in. We got in earlier that Saturday than usual. We grabbed a few cases of beer and hit the beach all day. Saturday night team dinner, Bud just waved his hand by his noise. As we all walked in, he knew where we were. All right, so I kind of miss those days because I feel like you don't have that anymore, right? And like teams will go on the road, especially. So I just got done listening to the Jeff Pearlman Dallas Cowboys book, Boys Will Be Boys. There's some bad things that those Cowboys teams did, man. But I feel like, so obviously it's amped up because it's the Cowboys, but I feel like every single team was like that. Or even going back further, players, smoking heaters and drinking a Fresca at halftime. Len Dawson back in the day. My uncle was Len Dawson's backup. It's crazy, man. Or I don't know, for whatever reason, I just remembered Jay Ajayi at Boise State drinking pickle juice, which I respect. I respect that, man. But I feel like everything's so corporate now, and I don't know. I feel like players and teams just had more fun back in the day. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's true, man. But the good old days. Who knows? But that is it. That is Vikings news up for this wonderful Saturday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.